Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm Brian. I'm the grumpy old hermit. What if I told you that the world is being carved up right now, just like it was in 1945? But this time, it's not just Europe at stake, it's the entire world. Russia and the United States, two nations that have long been painted as enemies, are quietly aligning, working together to reshape global power. You won't hear about this on the news, and you certainly won't hear politicians say it out loud. But the signs are everywhere, and if we don't wake up now, by the time we realize what's happened, it'll be way too late. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to lay out exactly how this new world order is being built, piece by piece, right in front of our very eyes. In 1945, the world was carved up at Yalta. Spheres of influence were drawn, and Europe was split between East and West. But that was then. This is now. This is 2025, and the stakes are no longer just Europe. They are now global. We are witnessing a quiet but seismic shift in world power. The United States and Russia, two supposed adversaries, are moving in lockstep to reshape the world in their image, to divide it between them while the rest of us watch, unaware of the trap that's being set. For years, we've been told that Russia is our enemy, that the US stands with its allies in opposition to Putin's imperial ambitions. But now, something's changed. Just last week, the Kremlin openly admitted that US interests are aligning with Russia's. They did not say this as a warning, they said it as a fact. And why wouldn't they? Because behind closed doors, the US is paving the way for this alliance. Senator Marco Rubio himself has suggested that once the war in Ukraine ends, the US will work with Moscow to exploit the Arctic's vast resources, rare earth minerals, oil, shipping routes. These resources are critical, not just for economic dominance, but for military supremacy. And yet, instead of working to contain Russia's ambitions, we're preparing to sit at the table with them. But this is not just a matter of economic cooperation. It's a matter of war and peace. The White House has begun lifting sanctions on Russia, injecting billions of dollars back into its economy. What does this mean? It means more weapons. It means more tanks. It means more dead Ukrainians. While Russia struggles to take what remains of Ukraine, we are funding its war effort. And we are doing more than that. The US has now suspended key cybersecurity efforts against Russia. These efforts were not just about offense, they were about defense. Cybersecurity is not just hacking into an enemy's networks, it's protecting our own. Without these programs, we are leaving ourselves vulnerable. And why? In this new world order, Russia is no longer the adversary, it's a partner. Putin has never hidden his goals. He has said time and again that the fall of the Soviet Union was the greatest catastrophe of the 20th century. He wants to restore it. He has already absorbed Belarus into his sphere. He has chipped away at Georgia, Moldova, and of course Ukraine. He's playing the long game, and now, with the US as an enabler rather than an opponent, nothing stands in his way. And what of the United States? Trump, too, has made his vision clear. He has spoken openly about absorbing Canada, about taking control of Mexico, about extending American rule over Panama and Greenland. These aren't idle thoughts. These are the aspirations of a man who sees the world not as a collection of free nations, but as territories to be claimed. And so, the deal is being struck. Russia takes Ukraine, and then it moves further into Europe. Europe can, Europe can resist all it wants. It can try to build a united army, but it won't matter because Russia has something Europe doesn't: the willingness to sacrifice untold numbers of its own people to achieve its goal. And the US? The US won't come to Europe's aid. The US will stand by and watch because its focus will be elsewhere. It will be forcing Canada and Mexico into its fold. It will be securing Greenland, the key to Arctic dominance. It will be taking Panama to control global shipping. No, this is not a return to the Cold War. This is something else entirely. This is the world being divided, not by ideology, but by brute force. A new Yalta conference, not held in secret rooms, but out in the very open, before our very eyes. Russia will take its half, the US will take its half. The rest of the world will be left with one choice: bow to one empire or the other. And so I ask you, when did we agree to this? When did we, the people, Give our leaders the right to carve up the world like it's a meal on a plate. We have been distracted. We've been told that we are fighting for democracy, for sovereignty, for a better future. But in reality, the deals have already been made. And unless we open our eyes, unless we demand to know the truth, we will wake up in a world where our choices are gone and the lines of power have already been drawn. This is not 1945. This is 2025. And the world is being divided once again. Anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Leave any comments you got, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.